So hi everybody, my name is Nikhil. Welcome to all of you to your podcast Good by Nature. So my dear friends, in our today's podcast, we are going to see the need of the balanced diet. So let's get started. So a balanced diet is a diet which provides all the essential nutrients to our body in proper proportions, constituting carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, and other substances. It fulfills the energy requirement of our body by their digestion. Every diet needs a balance of three main categories: carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Today we are going to learn how to create a balanced diet which contains the correct amount of all these three nutrients, and we are also going to look at the need of the balanced diet. So before we look at the constituents of the food or what are the constituents of the foods are, let's understand the concept of calorie. Calories are the units of energy in our food. If we are having too many calories in our body, then it will be stored in the form of fats in our body, mainly on the belly region area. Okay, and if you are having less amount of calories in your body per day, so to make up the difference, your body will burn out the excess fat already present in your body. So basically you will start to lose your weight in case of that condition. And in case of condition where you are having much more amount of calories, then you will gain your weight easily. Our body spends a considerable amount of energy maintaining these balance conditions known as the homeostasis. So now we have seen that what is meant by calorie. Let's understand what are the constituents of the food and what are the causes of their low intake in our body. So basically there are 5 types of constituents of the foods: the carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals. And the sixth, which is a derivative of the proteins, known as amino acids and lipids. So let's understand one by one of these constituents. The first constituent is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are the chief source of energy in our diet. These are the chemicals compound which contain carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. And the most common forms of carbohydrates are sugar, fibers, and the starches. But the main question arises is what type of carbohydrate you choose to eat, because some sources are healthier than others. The amount of carbohydrates that is high or low is less important than the type of the carbohydrate in the diet. Basically, the type of carbohydrate which you consume it matters, not the quantity of the carbohydrate you consume. Such as whole grains are healthier than the highly refined grains, because the highly refined grains are produced to increase the shelf life of their food products. So the whole grains are much more beneficial to our body. For example, whole grains means whole wheat bread, barley, and quinoa. And refined grains are grains which are used in white bread and French fries. So basically grains are the seeds of grass like plants or cereals. Some of the most common varieties of grains are corn, rice, and wheat. And on the contrary, eating whole grains is very beneficial to our body and reduces the chances of hypertension as well as diabetes. There are immense benefits of the whole grains. Let's understand one by one. So there are much more benefits of it helps to our body, but there are also the whole grains also provide more amount of nutrients than other. Basically it provides minerals, proteins, antioxidants, vitamins to our body. So it is rich in vitamin B. It also contains decent amount of minerals such as magnesium, iron, zinc, and manganese. It contains several grams of proteins per serving. It contains antioxidants such as phytic acid, lignin acid, folic acid, and sulfur compounds. So basically to consume whole grains is a very much beneficial to our body. So the first benefit is that it lowers the risk of heart diseases. Eating 28 grams of carbohydrates per day can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease by 22%. It's a very large amount. Researchers have also shown that the heart healthy diets should include more whole grains than refined grains. So as we are going to see, whole grains also reduces obesity, which means it reduces the fat amount, which is further helps to lower the heart diseases. So all these benefits are interlinked with each other. So it also reduces the risk of type 2 diabetes. But you will now ask, how the whole grains can lower the risk of type 2 diseases? Because the whole grains are higher in the fiber and complex carbohydrate. So basically, complex carbohydrates are not easy to break down as normal carbohydrates. So because of their structure is complex, they cannot break down easily into its derivatives. So due to which it cannot increase the sugar level in your blood drastically. It cannot increase the sugar level drastically in your body. So this could be due to the magnesium, a mineral found in the whole grains that helps our body to metabolize carbs and is tied to the insulin activity. So eating more whole grains of any type can prevent conditions like hyperglycemia, that is with high sugar in blood, heart diseases and kidney changes, and it supports the healthy digestion of our body. So as we have seen, the whole grains also contains a decent amount of fibers. So what are the fibers? The fibers helps our body to pass the stools easily. Fiber also act as a probiotics, as we have discussed in our earlier podcast. So it can be beneficial to our useful bacteria in our gut and in our gastrointestinal tract. It also reduces the chronic inflammation. Inflammation can be a root of many chronic diseases. Recent research has shown that people with unhealthy diets, when changed to healthy diets such as whole wheat produces and wheat products, saw a reduction in its inflammation. So in this way, there are immense benefits of whole grains. So for example, if you are thinking of to increase the amount of intake of whole grains in your body, so in your diet, so it will not only increase the carbohydrates level, energy levels in your body, but it will also increase the levels of proteins, vitamins, fats, fibers, so which will give you immense healthy benefits. So the second constituent is proteins. The proteins are the large complex molecules that play many critical roles in the body. Small fragments of proteins are called as amino acids. So it is the derivative of the proteins, basically derivatives of the proteins. So the proteins are classified into three types. The first is globular proteins, proteins which work in water environments and as antibodies and enzymes. The membrane proteins, these proteins can help to carry substances from one side to another side across the cell membrane. And the third is fibrous proteins. So these are the proteins were found in muscles, bones and ligaments. For example, keratin is a protein which is present in the nails, hair or collagen which is present in the skin. So health benefits of the proteins include it increases the muscular health, strengthen the immune system, increases the health of hair and much more things. Okay, so this is all about the proteins, with the benefits of the protein. It also helps in fluid equilibrium. As we know that water has affinity towards protein, so the better quantity of protein in the cell, more balance would be the water content present in it. And if we drop the levels of protein in the cell, then it will result in fluid imbalance, which may lead to the deviation of the pH value of cellular fluid in a very small range. And if the deviation occurs than higher than the normal, then it can lead to the accumulation of water within the cells, which can also called as edema, that is inflammation. We can also call it as inflammation. The third constituent is that the fats. Basically, fats provide more energy than the carbohydrates because fat molecules contain high percentage of carbon, hydrogen, but less percentage of oxygen than that of the carbohydrates as compared to carbohydrates. So fat is mainly stored under the skin and protects the internal body organs from jerks and accidental shocks. Basically, it acts as a shock absorber. Fat helps to absorb vitamins which are soluble in fat, such as vitamin A, vitamin D and vitamin E. Excess carbohydrates and proteins are converted into fat and stored in the belly area. There are two types of the fats. The first is unsaturated and the saturated. But we will going deeper in case of the fats in our next upcoming podcast. So until now, just understand there are two types of fat. The first is unsaturated and the second is saturated fats. The fourth constituent is vitamins. Vitamins are the organic substances that are generally classified as water soluble vitamins and fat soluble vitamins. Vitamin A, D, E and K are fat soluble vitamins, and they tend to accumulate in the body. Water soluble vitamins such as vitamin C, vitamin B, vitamin B6, B12 and folate are dissolved in the water before they can be absorbed, and they can also excreted out through with the help of urine. So benefits of the vitamin C includes it increases the health of body tissues. Vitamin A maintains the healthy vision of eyes, skin and immune system. Vitamin D helps to strengthen the muscles as well as the bones in our body. And vitamin E acts as an antioxidant and neutralizes the unstable molecules which can damage to cells. The fifth constituent is minerals. So important factor for normal functioning of nervous system. It is a very important factor for functioning of nervous system, because to transfer the impulse from one junction to another junction, minerals help, such as sodium, potassium. So minerals are inorganic substances present in soil or water which are taken up in your body by drinking water and eating the food which is cooked in iron utensils. So it is always advised that you should cook your food in iron utensils. Minerals maintain the ionic equilibrium of the body. So examples like sodium, potassium and calcium. So in this way the minerals can also help our body in a very beneficial way. So all the constituents that we see here, that is the carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals, all these 5 constituents, and if you are consuming all these 5 constituents in your daily diet, then you will see a lot changes in your body, healthy changes in your body. So the people who were not knowing the concept of the balanced diet, please follow it as I have tell you, and the people who are following before, so maintain that. And if this podcast has added any good values to your life, then please like and share with your loved ones you care the most. Until next time, stay tuned, stay safe, stay healthy. See you soon in the next one. Bye bye.